6466-0000. Thank you.
All right, Raleigh Academy is out to train Nigerians on how to make money online. This is an opportunity. But remember, we always say knowledge is power. But if we do not put these things we learn into practice, hey, knowledge can be power. Take this opportunity and be a part of this training. Thank you very much, Michael, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Nicholas.
Bye for now.
Bye.
It's 6 o'clock.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, drivers renew calls for overhaul as River State Task Force on street trading resumes operation. Governor Wike Governor Wike calls on Rivers people to hold public officers accountable. Presidential Election Petition Tribunal dismisses PDP Labour Party's request for live coverage. Supreme Court to deliver verdict in PDP suit against President-elect Bola Tinubu this week. On foreign scene, UN Security Council discusses Sudan conflict. I am Kala Dakuru Batbo. Good evening. As the Rivers State Task Force on Street Trading and Illegal Motor Parks resumes operations today, its coordinator, Felix Wandibe, has dismissed insinuation that the task force stopped operations following the death of a taxi driver, Simeon Iwarulam, who died after an altercation with a task force official. Mr. Wandibe tells correspondent Emeka Otaka that officials of the task force stopped operations due to management issues. He said the death of a taxi driver is being investigated by the police and officials of the task force are now back on the road.
The incident at Rumokoro is a kind of personal issue, so that cannot stop government work from going on. Police is still investigating. So when the outcome of police investigation comes out, we now know what the next step of action to take. For now, we are on, and the police are still on in that case. So it's not the reason why we were off-road for some time. We were off-road as a result of the management issue we are having, which have been resolved. We are fully back. Even all the flyovers in Port Harcourt, men will be posted there now because drivers behave anyhow, they park anyhow, traders turn the flyover at market.
On the operation of illegal tax force officials, Mr. Wandibe said some officials of the tax force are collaborating with hoodlums to extort traders and drivers.
Before now, many people have been complaining of illegal tax force about the rest, and it's not far from the truth. Most of the boys, even when they are not on duty, they will team up with some other persons, go on the road. I kind of illegal duty. So this time around, anyone found will definitely be thrown off the board. It will no longer be with us.
Mr. Wandibe also assured that the operation of the tax force will be guided by the law. He, however, warned against illegal street trading and parking around the flyovers.
All along, we have been clearing people from the road, street traders, illegal motor park. It is the same job, but this time with more seriousness because the number of prosecutions we had last time was less. Now we will increase it. Offenders will no longer be treated with levity. They will be handled seriously. So more people will go to court. And that is the only different thing that we will face now. Any offender arrested will be prosecuted. So the leniency before now was much and makes the job look as if we are not serious.
Recall that the tax force on street trading, illegal markets and motor parks stopped operations shortly after the death of a taxi driver, Simeon Iwarulam, His death sparked protest from his colleagues. Meanwhile, the head of commercial drivers along the Rumokoro axis in Obiakpo local government area, Omas Jerry, says the family of Simeon Wuralam, the taxi driver who died after an altercation with an official of the tax force on street trading, illegal markets and motor parks in Rumokoro, has reached an agreement with the leadership of the tax force. Mr. Jerry, in an interview with our correspondent, appealed to the tax force to keep to the agreement with the family of late Mr. Simeon before resuming their duties.
I informed that they want to start work, but the fact is that we are supposed to bury our brother that died because of their discharging of their duty. As it stands now, I have not seen them. As they said, they have negotiated with the family. The family have told us that they have agreed with them, the settlement. But we have not been informed that they have do what they promised. So we are also advising them that we are still in pain. It will be good enough if they have settled the family and the man is led to rest. There's no issue. Despite what to happen, we need them on the road.
Still on this, some commercial drivers are now calling for an overhaul of the tax force as they resume operations today.
They will start the work, make them respect themselves. The full accountability government tell them. We two drivers will respect ourselves. I don't see like three of them, but they wear their cap. They don't do a uniform, just wear cap. Sorry to say, they be pre-spoiler. To me, as weekend ago, make them just go. Make team, restructure a new task force, give them code of conduct. Now what we need, now what the masses need.
However, traders at the Rumokoro market criticized the mode of operation of the tax force and are calling for an outright ban on their operations.
Let them just dissolve them, let them go. Don't need them, We are okay, don't need them again.
I no go like make them resume because some of them they no get same passport, they turn the work like just like criminal work. Sometimes they go 6 market, they no go return them again. They go sell them on their own. They go beat person, bring blood.
Person like me, I don't even want them to come again because they used to pour kerosene, people market, then beat women, then throw their market in the quota. So all those things, wickedness, when they seize your market, now to go throw away the market, sometimes they sell it. So we don't need them for market now.
In another development, some taxi drivers who operate along the Air Force Aba Road axis of Port Harcourt are calling on the state government to urgently remove a yet-to-be-identified decomposing corpse along the Air Force bus stop Aba Road. They told our correspondent that the offensive smell from the corpse has adversely affected their business.
Nobody don't even ask whether I'm a mad person or not a mad person. Nobody don't ask. The way we can see, we're supposed to be on that point, they know, but because of that, they always smell. They try to come down the stadium so that we avoid the smell. Saturday morning, I want to see the dead body.
So, one day, government don't carry the body so that movie they walk there.
Away from that, an indigene of Oyibo local government area of Rivers State, Victor Pute, is concerned over the slow pace of work by the contractor in charge of the construction of the Oyibo Afam Road. Mr. Pute was also the president, Movement for the Development of Oyibo Ethnic Nationality, tells our correspondent. The roads that were flagged off after the Oyibo Afam Road have been completed and commissioned. He said he is in doubt if the road would be completed before the end of this administration on May 29.
The timeline for completion of the Afam Road and commissioning was given for December 2022, and that timeline have expired. LCC did not finish Afam Road. This is May 2023, and that Afam Road still have not been concluded. We are using this medium to appeal to the Executive Governor of Rivers State, Chief Barrister E.N. Wike, to instruct LCC handling Afam Road to speed up work on that road to enable him commission the road before May 29 that he's leaving office.
Mr. Pute also called on the incoming administration of Siminalayi Fubara to consider the internal roads in Oyibo Urban in its developmental agenda.
We are using this medium to also remind the incoming governor of Rivers State, the governor-elect, that the internal roads within the Oyibo urban area is in terrible condition. There is a serious road infrastructure deficit within the Oyibo urban area, which has resulted to people packing out of Oyibo urban to neighboring LGA because of the terrible condition of internal street roads within the Oyibo urban area. It is actually demarcating the Oyibo urban area.
Recall that the Oibo Afam Road was flagged off by the former national chairman of the PDP, Ocha Ayu, in December 2021. Rivers State Governor Wike today flagged off construction of the second phase of the residential quarters for judges. The flag off was at the site of the demolished Bayelsa State Government properties at number 5 and 9 Akasa Street in Old GRA, Port Harcourt. Speaking during the ceremony, Governor Wike said the Rivers State Government acquired the properties under public policy of the state after the Bayelsa State Government failed to renovate the properties. He said the condition of the buildings contravened the urban renewal policy of his administration.
In 2021, I wrote to my colleague, the governor of Bayelsa State, and I said, listen, this property here is highly dilapidated. You don't even know those who are staying here. In 2021, August, even when we attend our governor's meeting, I called his attention. I said, listen, there is no way we can allow this kind of property to be here. It is either you renovate it or you sell it to River State government. 2022, I reminded him. I said, look, up to now, you've not done anything. I said, oh, you will try and do something. Minister of Land issued them another 14 days notice so that they'll be able to take action. They did not. So we acquired it under public policy. And so that's why we are building the judges' quarters.
The governor also said that the acquisition of the property will not affect the relationship between Rivers and Bayelsa State.
To tell the Bayelsa people, I have nothing against Bayelsa State or the Bayelsa people. But every government must be serious. You must show leadership. The law school that is cited in Port Harcourt, nobody forced River State to go and intervene. We went and intervened in law school and spent not less than 5.3 billion naira. If we have anything against Bayelsa State, there's no one would have gone to even help in rebuilding that law school. When Bayelsa State was inaugurating their medical school, River State government was invited. That occasion was done on a Saturday. I was there. The River State government donated 500 million naira. And on Monday, the state government acknowledged of the receipt of that money. We are playing brother and sister role, which is supposed to be.
Our correspondent reports that the construction of the judges' quarters is expected to be completed in 5 months. In the meantime, Governor Wike has urged Rivers people to hold public officers accountable to ensure they keep to their promises. Governor Wike said this during the commissioning of the Basic Medicine 500-bed hostel for medical students of the Rivers State University. He also pledged the state government's readiness to always partner private investors. Governor Wike also promised to pay for the scholarship of students of the Rivers State University before the end of his tenure, but added that they have to serve the state first before seeking greener pastures outside the state.
What I'm deciding to do now, because now I'm not going to student and the other way. They must have the state first. So we're bringing up a policy that if we give you scholarship and train you to become a doctor, you must have a number of states. You must also serve the state. You want to give you scholarship, then after training you, then you run to somewhere else. And they give me offer in the University of Atlanta. I'm not going to accept that.
Still ahead, Supreme Court to deliver verdict in PDP suit against President-elect Bola Tinubu orders this week. Stay tuned.
You are tuned in.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. The Supreme Court will, on the 26th of May, deliver judgment in a case by PDP seeking the disqualification of President-elect Bola Tinubu and Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima. Recall that the PDP had urged the Apex Court to reverse the Court of Appeal judgment led by Justice James Abondaga, which held that the party failed to establish its local standing. The Presidential Election Petition Court will rule tomorrow on whether or not to consolidate the three petitions by Atiku Abubakar and the PDP, Labour Party and its presidential candidate Peter Obi and the Allied People's Movement. The presiding Justice Aruna Samani, announced this today while adjourning further proceedings in the petitions. A chieftain of the Labour Party, Patrick Iolo, said the refusal of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to televise live proceedings is against the will of Nigerians. His comments come after the chairman of the Presidential Election Petition Court, Justice Aruna Samani, dismissed the application by the PDP and Labour Party for live coverage of court proceedings. Mr. Iolo said if there is nothing to hide, the judges would have accepted the will of over 200 million Nigerians as a way to demonstrate transparency and reduce tension. Now in business, Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, says the newly inaugurated Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals will help Nigeria generate more power for its electricity sector. He said this today during the inauguration of Dangote Refinery in Lagos State. Mr. Emefiele also said the Dangote Group has paid back about 70% of the loans it took to construct its mega 650,000 barrel per day refinery in Lagos.
We have it on good authority that the Dangote Group has paid down some portion of this commercial loan even before this commissioning today. As at today, total loans outstanding has dropped from over $9 billion when this project started to $2.7 billion today. This reflects the astute creditworthiness and commercial capability of the group and its chairman, Alhaji Dangote.
President Muhammadu Buhari says the federal government will continue to provide an enabling environment for public-private partnership to thrive in all sectors.
We recognize that without active participation of the private sector and a strong commitment to public-private partnership, our economy will continue to remain severely challenged and our economic growth impeded. Government, therefore, will and should continue to provide an enabling environment and encourage innovative public-private partnership in all sectors of our economy.
In entertainment, Nigerian chef and restaurateur Hilda Bassi Efyong, widely known as Hilda Bassi, has caused a major stir on social media after spending over 1 million naira on a brunch outing with her friends. Now in sports, the latest incident of racist abuse towards Real Madrid forward Vinicius Jr. has been reported to the Spanish prosecutors' office as a hate crime.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
On the foreign scene, a special United Nations Security Council meeting is underway, focusing on the war in Sudan that has seen more than 1 million people displaced over the last 5 weeks. The UN envoy to Sudan, Volker Perthes, warned of a growing ethnic dimension to the conflict between the army and the rival Rapid Support Forces. He said it was at risk of expanding with serious implications for the region. A 7-day ceasefire mediated by Saudi Arabia and the United States is due to come into force in a few hours. On the news this evening, you heard a new judge's quarters will be sited on demolished Bias Estate property in Old GRA, Port Harcourt. The head of Anti-Street Trading Task Force, Felix Wadibiyi, has given reason why officials stopped operations. Presidential Election Petition Tribunal has dismissed the PDP and Labour Party's request for live coverage. Supreme Court will deliver verdict in the PDP suit against President-elect Bola Tinubu on May 26. On the foreign scene, a special UN Security Council meeting is underway, focusing on the war in Sudan. The news was edited by Martha Okere in Kem. Mostly cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this evening. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Kala Dakurubatubo. Good evening. Conversations continue after the break. Stay tuned.